let's talk a little bit about something that a lot of people don't think about putting in their home mechanic shop. But man, when you need one, it is probably one of the most handy things that you can have. This is a rethreading set. What is this, a 40-piece set? There's 40, 42-piece sets. It comes with a couple of thread files, which I'll show you how those work. So don't confuse this with a tap and die set. It's a lot different. This is not meant to cut new threads. This is meant to clean up old threads and not change the dimensional size of that fastener. Look what we have here, a demo of a fastener that is completely solid. So we're going to put this in the vise, and I'll get this out and show you how to repair this and get it working smooth as butter. Oh, and let's use the new Capri Tools ratchet here. See how that does. That's pretty tight. All right, so I'm going to show you how to repair this bolt. Let's chuck this up in the vise real quick. We're going to use this. This is a 3/8 course, I believe, and that's what this bolt is. So we're going to put this on there and run it down and see if we can get it to clean up and work. If it doesn't work, we're going to clean out this side of it with the other, of course, the other thing. So here we go. Looks pretty good, probably from taking it off, but you can see right away we're into problems here. So, you know, if you're trying to restore an old car, let's zoom in a little bit. Really isn't too bad until you get to the bottom, but we're just going to go through here and run this down. Check this out. There's just all this rust and junk that's falling down right there. We'll just continue to go at it here. Continues to pile up. Of course, you can use a power tool. Now it's all the way to the bottom. Now we're going to take it off. Let's just see if it smoothed out the threads. I think this may be all we really need to do to this bolt to repair it. It's not shiny. It didn't cut new threads, so it just cleaned out the valleys of this thing. So let's try it in here and see if it goes in. Maybe this is all it needs. We're going to find out real quick. It's not bad, actually. That's pretty good. It's starting to bind up there a little bit still. Yeah, it's pretty bad, so that's 3/8, right? Is my hand in the way? Let's get my hand out of the way. Here we go. Yeah, almost through. Before we bottom it all the way out and go all the way through, let's back it out because we don't want that. That's nice. Really wasn't all that bad, but there's, if you look down here, you think it's not bad until you see all that down there. I'll see if it goes in. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm gonna put my hand right there. We're gonna just like damage a couple of these threads up at the front of this bolt using this ball peen hammer. Let's see if we can damage them. Actually, I might just put it right here on the edge. It's all for science. Oh yeah, that dude was off-roading, wrecked one of the studs. Did it do damage? Oh, it did damage on both sides. Flatten them out. But we are at 3/8 and 16 pitch on that. So what we have to do is grab the SAE version of this. There's a metric and an SAE, so let's do that. Let's go to this. That's this one. Oh, 16 pitch is already there. So it's this file right here that's got grooves in it, and you just it's kind of nice to actually use it as a pitch gauge because you'll feel this thing. I don't know if you can see that, but when it's the right pitch, it'll lock right into that bolt, you know, whereas the other ones will be kind of floating around. They don't want to bite in. But if you get the right one, you can tell right away when that's the right pitch. So it's actually a good, kind of a cool way of doing a pitch gauge. So there's some damage right there. And the key with these is we're going to just take this like a file, like you would think you would. Just like a file forward is where it cuts. But back in the day when we'd repair studs on aircraft crankcases sticking out, and you just have to be really careful not to just go in there and start hogging that out, but kind of sneak up on it, kind of come around the side of it and just kind of start gently working that out. You don't want to do any more damage than's already been done. And right now we're cutting into it. It's already working. But you don't need a lot of pressure. Is that getting on there? You don't need a lot of pressure on this thing. Look at that, it just slides right over it. It's not hanging up, so you know you've taken down that burr enough. Now, we can try this thing on here and see if it fits. This is, you know, your thread chaser, which you could run on there now. The other side is still damaged, but that would be probably adequate to fix. It's still got a little bit of a hang up there, so you can of course flip it and do the other side. One more time in here. See if that works. A big rusty bolt works just absolutely perfect. All right, so that's the basic idea of the Mac rethreading kit. Get a good one. There's a whole bunch of different ones on the market. You can get really cheap ones on Amazon. I think they work okay from what I understand. Some people say that the parts wear out quicker. I don't know. I can't verify. I've had experience with the Mac ones. Snap-on ones are fine. This one came with an extra snap-on file, which is kind of a bonus. But these are known to work really well. This kit even has quite a bit of wear and tear on it. I haven't seen any problems with it. So get a good one. Spend some money on that. And you know, you may not need it all the time, but when you do need it, you can take that. This was completely seized. You guys saw that. Completely seized up. Nasty, rusty bolt sitting in there. Just solid. And now it's completely buttery smooth. So you can really repair stuff with these kits, and it's just invaluable when you need to fix something, you're in a bind, and you can do a lot of repair work with this. Hey, thank you for watching to the end. It means a lot to me. As a bonus, for those of you who stuck around, I'm going to show you how I would modify this product just slightly, and maybe an idea for manufacturers in the future to make a slight change to make this product a bit more user-friendly. So as an industrial designer, what I've been doing for the last 20 years is designing, redesigning, improving products to improve their usability. So sometimes it's just a tiny little change that makes all the difference. Again, thank you for watching. Enjoy the bonus footage at the end here. Like, subscribe, share, do all that. Let me know in the comments what you think you'd like to see reviewed next, and maybe a little redesign. Again, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Okay, so I found a random image of one of these rethreading nuts or dies. I guess they call them rethreading dies. I was wrong. I guess they do call them a die, but they're not an actual tap and die where they do a lot of cutting. How I would fix this product is very, very simple. I noticed right away that when these things would set on my workbench, they blend right in with the nuts that I'm just a standard nut. Now the problem with that is you could end up throwing one of these in a bin, losing it. And then, you know, they're $6, $7 a piece to replace them. So what I would do as a manufacturer, if I wanted to stand out a little bit, put a little enamel ring around it. You could color code it. Right now these are color coded by the way that they plate them. So there's like a brass looking, like a kind of a gold plating on the coarse thread standard, and then the silver plating on fine thread standard, and then I think a black oxide on the metric. But I would use something like this, put a little enamel ring around it. Now there's no mistaking this for the actual tool versus a standard nut. So that's how I'd solve this problem. Very simple fix. It would add a little cost, but I think it's totally possible with today's manufacturing method. And so as an industrial designer, that's how I would fix this problem. See you guys on the next one.